welcome back to a weekly recap. You guys can see from the title, I had a 0% win rate this week. I'm going to go over my trades, and I did have one break even. And let me just go over my trades. It could have been very easily a very nice profitable week, but just very underperformed this week. Was not on, a full capacity, but next week we'll do better. We'll get right back into it. All right, now I'm just gonna go over the potential trades and everything. So coming in Friday, simple enough. I just did not hop on, and for no reason, I just did not feel like hopping on. You'll see the days prior. Days was kind of trash. Wasn't really going my way, so I took Friday off. But Friday was a very nice second candle break for his fair value gap play, which is basically take the high and low of the 1 minute breaks. On the second candle, you wait for the either retest or first fair value gap. In this case, it was both. So it would come in, respect. Once it starts to break up long, 40 points, 18 points, stop. This would have been a nice dub for Friday. Coming in Thursday, I did take this trade, but I took it very badly, and I ended up taking break even. So coming in, boom, boom, boom. All right, this broke on the fourth candle. Whenever it breaks in the fourth candle, you just wait for the first fair value gap play of the day. In this case, it was this fair value gap right here that I was looking at. But you can see how it didn't go in it, but it was very close. And then it rejected. So now I promise you, if it went in the gap and it rejected it and respected it, then I would have took a short earlier. But since I kind of didn't know what to do because it didn't fully go in there, I did see it break down, and I ended up taking the short way too late. I ended up taking the short almost down here. So what happened was I took a short when the candle was breaking down, and then it started to break down. I added another one right here, I believe, because from my back testing, you're supposed to add right here if it comes to another fair value gap. So you can see it missed my TP by very just like a few points, 3 to 4 points. And then I actually ended up taking $40 loss because the one contract I added right here was an 18-point loss, but $39 is really nothing. So basically it just went to break even, and I call it a day. All right, now coming in for Wednesday. This was I actually, I didn't take this trade, but I did learn something new. Let me break this down for you. Coming in, obviously, second candle break for this one. So originally what I was looking for, let me just get rid of all this. Originally what I was looking for was this initial first fair value gap to be respected, because I learned from my back testing that the first fair value gap has to be it. But one thing I did learn right now is, okay, coming in, it respects the second one, okay? So, okay, if it respects the second one, now I can make this little indication right here, but I'll make it red because now we're going to watch. So once it respects that first fair value gap, it starts to break up. Now, I always seen it from my back testing of either it's going to come back and it's going to work, or it's either going to work or not. I know that sounds very simple, but it's either going to work or it's going to come back or not. So what I was looking for was, originally what I wanted was this to be destroyed to come back over here, and practically I wanted this to basically, come over here, this, and then like start to break up. That's originally what I wanted. But I never got that. So Wednesday I didn't take a trade, but I did learn something new, that okay, if it comes in that first time and it respects and starts to break, outline it. So when you outline it, if it comes in for that second time and it respects it, and a plus is if there's a bearish fair value gap and it inverses that or disrespects that. If it comes back for the second respect, destroys the bearish respect, just take it long, which once again, this is something I learned after, because I was like, okay, I could probably do this. Obviously 40 points with an 18-point stop loss. And this would have been a banger, but I did not trade this because I wanted this initial first one to be respected. But coming in afterwards, I'm like, okay, now this is a whole new setup that I can add to my playbook for the future. Now, coming in for Tuesday was absolutely no trade day. Now, there was technically a setup because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once it holds 4 plus candles, I'll look for the first fair value gap or a retest, which technically happened right here. But there's one single reason why I didn't take it is because we opened close to all-time highs. Now, from my experience, when you open next to all-time highs, longing is usually not the best option, and you can see how just the long just never worked out. Now you're probably like, okay, bro, what about this whole short you missed? Yeah, I don't really care about that. Maybe in the future I can. What I was planning on doing too was adding my second strategy, which is the 15-minute break and retest. So this would be the 15-minute break and retest, and you can see how. Wait, no. Is this the? Yeah, this is the 15-minute break and retest. Break, retest back into the zone. Boom, breaks down. Or actually, no. It's I don't know. It's somewhere right here. So basically, breaks down, comes for that retest, whatever. Going off track, but this one was a no trade day as well. Even though technically the setup was there on a normal day, I would have took it long. But me looking at this with next to all-time highs, I usually do not long it next to all-time highs when it opens next to it. It's just in my experience, it's a pretty low chance it's gonna keep going that way. And that was for Tuesday. Now coming in for Monday. Monday was a pretty annoying day because I technically had the right play, but it just wicked me out. So coming in, boom, high, low, third candle break, take it short. I took it short. Ended up going my way a little bit. It ended up going in this first fair value gap, and then it respected it. And I was like, okay, that's a good sign because boom, 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 you know what I mean? But it reversed, and it wicked me out. Yeah, first of all, I entered kind of late. So it wicked me out, and then look how it just reversed perfectly down. So I wasn't really mad because I did what I had to do. Some days it's going to almost wick me out. Some days it'll wick me out. Some days, it's just all probability. But I'm just happy overall that I did have the right direction. I still had the edge. It technically still played out perfectly. It just wicked me out by a few points, and that's that. That is basically, that's the whole week recap. Personally, I basically just had an 18-point loss for the week. Monday, I took a trade. Tuesday, I didn't. Wednesday, I didn't. Thursday was a break even. Friday was thing too. So let me do no trade. So yeah, 18 points. Loss, no trade, break even, no trade. Technically, this should have been a winner, and this should have been a winner. But you can't live in the past. You can't, do all this bullshit. The only thing you can do is come back next week, follow your plan to the T, and just like compared to last week. Look at that. Loss. Win. No trade. Loss. No trade. Break even. It's all good though, man. But that's about it for the week recap. And yeah, coming in. So I do have a lot of these videos recorded, but I'll be honest with you, I don't post too many videos of me taking a loss because I just feel like one, it won't get views. Two, like nobody really cares if I took a loss. But I do post the recordings of me when I do take a win. But on my YouTube Shorts, I do post the video of the daily recap of me basically like, okay, I took a loss today, boom, boom, boom. So I'm not trying to hide the losses, but realistically, no one's going to watch a video of me taking a loss versus me making money. But that's about it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.